Hello and welcome to another episode of On My Blog. I'm New, your presenter, and this evening we have the lovely mistress Ruth Hendricks. Welcome, Ruth.
Thank you. Good night.
We have her handsome son, Nathan Hendricks. Welcome, Nathan.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. This evening we're talking about muscular dystrophy. Now, Nathan has what is diagnosed as muscular dystrophy, and I'm going to read a definition taken from the CTC for you. It says muscular dystrophies are a group of muscle diseases caused by mutations, and that's any change in a person's DNA sequence in their genes. Now, over time, the muscles weaken and can cause mobility issues. There are many kinds of muscular dystrophies, and they each have different muscle groups with signs and symptoms that appear at different ages. Now, how do you get MD? According to Muscular Dystrophy Association, it can run in families, or a person can be the first in the family to have it. Now, Nathan appears to have what is called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Now, Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a genetic disorder characterized by progressive muscular weakness due to alterations of proteins called dystrophins that keep the muscles and cells intact. Now, this can affect a child, and the child might have trouble jumping, walking. Other signs might include a waddle while the child is walking, or a curve in the spine. There is no known cure for MD, but good management can happen with medication, therapy, a good supportive family system, which I know he has, and a miracle from God. You definitely can't leave out God after this. Now, Nathan and Ruth, you've heard me with the definition of MD. Now it's time to get into the interview. Now first, let me just say, how are you guys doing? Or should I ask, how are you guys doing?
Well, I'm fine, thanks.
Yes? Wonderful. Now, I want to know if you've heard that definition. I want to know if there's anything you would like to add, or can we just move swiftly now?
We can move swiftly.
Wonderful. Now, I want you to tell us a little bit. This is either you or Nathan, because you're his mom and you've been through the whole process with him. Now, tell us a little bit, like when you realized that something was not right.
Okay, so Nathan, as a little boy, he was fine. He reached all his motor skills. So we had no issues. There was nothing showing up that there was any problem with him, And gradually, we find later on, while he's walking, he would fall, and well, I didn't even recognize that he was having problems climbing the stairs, but the major thing would have been the falling. So I actually thought it was a problem with his knees. But when we took him to the doctor, even the doctor was telling the doctor there's a problem with him, there's some problem, and the doctor was like, she looked at him and she said, no, there's nothing. I said, no, doc, you need to check again, because when he falls, the way he gets up, he do not get up as a regular child. He gets up where he has to push back, and raise himself up, so it takes a while when he falls and get up, and then later on now at church, I remember he had to go up the stairs to Sunday school, and I was like, I saw him, pushing his legs out to climb the stairs, so he wasn't climbing as regular, and I was like, no, something is definitely wrong,
Right.
But when the doctor recognized, when he got up off the floor, immediately she recognized what was going on. She started making calls and stuff, and then she was able to let me know that this condition is a condition called muscular dystrophy, and so there's where they start making all the appointments, for him to see doctors so they can examine him.
Okay, I understand. Now, would you be able to tell me how old? Do you remember how old he was at that time?
I think he would have been probably around 8-9 years old.
8, 9.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you've heard that from the diagnosis from the doctor. Now, that would have had to impact you significantly, because this is your eldest son, your firstborn, and I could imagine that nobody would want to hear that kind of news.
Well, in the beginning when I heard it, I never knew what muscular dystrophy was, and immediately I went home and I started checking it out, and while reading up I was like, wait, this is really, really serious, even to the point when they say when you approach a certain age, he can like give up the ghost. I was like, well, I was on the bed like wailing, crying, bawling out the place, because I was like, oh my God, this is a serious thing. This is really, really serious. You thought it was just a sickness that can be corrected, but now you recognize it's nothing to be corrected. It's just progressive. You understand? So it was really, really emotional for me.
Wow. I could only assume how painful that might have been. Now, I know that Nathan has other siblings. Yes, Nathan, do you want to share how many siblings do you have? Five siblings. So you are the big brother. How many girls? 3 girls. Oh wow. So that is some dynamics in the house. I can't imagine. Now, you said you have other siblings. Are any of them experiencing the same condition, MD? To your knowledge? No. So how does that make you feel, knowing that out of all the family, this is the diagnosis that would have been given to you, the eldest boy? Were you feeling sad, angry, happy?
So,
Just sad. Okay, I understand. Now, how does it affect your interactions with your siblings? Like when they hit you and they Nathan, and they run away, and you know that you can't run at the speed that they might be able to. How does that affect you? It makes you feel bad. It makes you feel hurt. It just makes you feel bad. Bad from the perspective of what? That you wish you could run like how they run, or you're wondering like why me, or yeah, just like that. Okay, I understand. Now, what about school? How is school and the environment that you're in? Do you see other people that might be having the same condition? No. So if that's the case, no, you got to tell me how it feels being at school then. And you are maybe one of the only persons, or you one of the only persons at your school? You're the only person that will consistently fall down. So how does that make you feel? Like, do the others come and give you support? Like, yes, Nathan, let's help you. Do they laugh at you? Do they point at you? Do they bully you? No, that's something significant.
some of them, some of them,
Some will help.
some of them.
Laugh. And how does that make you feel? What do you do when something like that happens? Do you go, what are you laughing at? What do you think it is? Or do you understand that they don't understand what you're going through? You're free to jump in here at any time, because I know that you would know all these scenarios.
Yeah, when you talk about at home with his siblings, it makes him angry when he sees that they can run, they can walk.
It's okay.
Yes,
It's okay.
he gets really angry. Not just hurt, but he's also angry because sometimes he takes it out on even his younger brother. I think because he recognized, okay, Nathaniel now he's running, he's kicking ball, he's considered the brainiac in the family and
Right.
stuff like that. So I think it affects him a lot to see that, okay, he's young and he's able to do all these things, and whereby he cannot, so he gets angry,
Right.
and because of that, then he doesn't know how to interact with his younger brother. So because he lashes out at his younger brother, his younger brother lashes out at him. So you have that
tension
constant back and forth.
Right.
Even with his sisters, like you have one of them, she loved football, and he would love to play football. When he look at how she's maneuvering the ball and stuff like that, he gets angry.
Right.
There was a time we was actually in the road there, and they were training for sports, and my husband was actually showing them how to start the race and stuff, and he was sitting there, and I look across at him, and he was really, really angry because there he is, he would like to be a part, but he cannot,
Right.
so it's really painful for him. He's really going through a difficult time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how would you say that you handle that anger? Or better yet, how long does it take you to get angry? Do you go from 0 to 100 immediately? Like, I'm not having this. Or do you recognize, okay, these are limitations that I have. I know that I might never be able to kick ball right now, but there's hope that at some point I can. No? No, you just... So is it a case that he doesn't understand how to deal with that anger?
I think he doesn't know how to deal with it. It's new
Okay.
for him, so immediately he gets angry, to the point that he lashes out. But one thing I must say about him, he has a strong will. Yes, he might be told that he cannot kick ball and stuff like that, but that doesn't deter him. He doesn't stop. he would still get the ball. He would go in the road and he would still kick.
Very good
He
thing.
falls down. He gets back up.
Wow.
He's a very strong-willed child.
Very
you
good.
know. So when you tell him no, he can't do something. Trust me, he's going to prove to you that he
Wow.
can. Even the doctors, they marvel at the way he responds. They said he has a good attitude. You
Right.
know, and because of that, that's why it's, you know, he can, you know, he you know, he gets to do stuff. He go about life still doing stuff, you know.
So he's a fighter.
He is a fighter.
This is a good thing to
Yeah.
hear. And because of this situation, I think everything starts up in the
Yes,
psyche, in the mind.
definitely.
So it's good to know that your mind is strong, because then your body will have to conform. So that is good to hear. Now, what kind of exercise then, or activities then, can he engage in with this diagnosis?
Well, according to the doctors, when it comes to like climbing stairs and stuff, he needs to stay away from that, you know, because it weakens the muscles, you know. But he needs to do muscles where he stretch, exercise therapy where he stretches. He needs to stretch, you know, do a lot of stretches. So that's what the therapist normally do with him. You know, she does a lot of stretches with him.
And that's something that he can obviously engage in at home as well.
Yes.
Okay,
Well, he's
wonderful.
supposed to be, but I think with the therapist, you know, the therapist know exactly how far to go.
Right.
When his father is doing it now, he tends to go way further. You understand? Because
Right.
he doesn't know his
Right.
limitations. You
Right.
know? So I think that's the reason. One of the reasons why he don't like doing therapy at home with his
Okay.
dad.
Right.
You know, I don't really do it with him. But
Right.
his dad is the one that actually tries.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about medication and other kind of health support? Is there anything?
Yes, he's actually on. I can't remember the name of the medication right now, but he's on. It's a type of steroids, which delay the process though. It delays the process. I also have I think this is a miracle to share
Wow.
that the CK, his CK was like, it was like 52. I can't remember the exact number right now, but there was a drastic drop. You know, the higher the CK go, that means he lose a lot more
Muscle
mobility
mass.
in his
Yes.
right.
Okay.
And when the CK comes down, because I think your CK is supposed to be is it 10 or 12 or something like that? It's supposed to be, but his was like in the thousands. But there was a drastic drop from the thousands down to like 5,000. You know, no, 500.
Wow.
And the doctors
That's
marveled.
amazing.
They
Wow.
marveled at it. You know, so I believe that God is working.
Right. That is
And
true.
he's
Wow.
this kind of child that he have never accepted that diagnosis. He
Yeah.
never did.
Right.
You know, even if you come to him and tell him these things, he will tell you no. Just now he's going to be running. He's going to be kicking ball and stuff.
Excellent.
You know, he declares that. And so we join forces with him and we declare it as well.
Wonderful. That is excellent news to hear. I am like excited even just hearing it.
Yeah.
Now, what about support groups? Because I would assume because of this MD, you need to have people around him that too are experiencing the same situation. So he has like a support that he can pull from, or he can come and say, well, you know, I felt today it's so difficult to get help. And they understand that this particular thing happens because it's happening to them as well. So how about something like that? Is there something that the healthcare provider can, like a community that they can hook you up to, or?
Well, presently, I think on the island, there's not much children with that diagnosed muscular dystrophy. And the children who actually have it, they're probably really, really young. I know they spoke of having a group whereby we can interact, parents can interact, children can interact. But presently, they haven't done anything about it as yet. You know. What I have done is that I know there's a young man who is at our church. You know, he would have been a dancer, and somehow while he was on the beach, he was dancing and he fell on his back, and now he has lost mobility in his legs. So he's like in a wheelchair. He still believes in God to raise him up, but you know, I spoke to him. There was a time I saw him and I was like, he would be a perfect person to, talk to him, seeing that he's in a wheelchair, before he was able to do all
Active.
these things.
Right.
And now he can't, and he's confined to a wheelchair now, So you can, encourage him, you understand, and be there as a support. However, they haven't spoken as yet, so I'm not sure,
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about being a spokesperson for this MD Ruth, and getting out there and getting communities together and getting young people that, because like you said, there's not a big mass of people that have it, but I'm sure there, one or two, there might not be bold as you that want to come and talk about it on camera, but I think it is something that Ruth might be able to explore and look into.
At present, I don't have a problem with that, because I think a lot more people need to be educated. Because they're not educated, that's the reason why children behave the way they behave. Even at a school as Charles F. Brooms, you have a special unit, and you have children in the school, looking down at the children in the special unit. There need to be more education. The teachers, the principal, they need to educate these children more, whereby they would treat these other children as normal. They mightn't be able to run, they might be able to speak
Right.
fluent and stuff like that, but they're very loving.
Yeah.
They have their strengths,
Right.
just like everybody has their strength and their
And
weakness.
there's nothing to fear. There's nothing
Exactly.
you can catch.
No,
and
exactly.
They're human.
Exactly.
Yes.
So they need more education. So if I have to go out there and share with the public, because presently there are children that will come and play with them here. So we do educate them. I will let them know, like when he falls, I will let them know, okay, this is what's going on with him and stuff. He has
Wonderful.
challenges. Yeah.
That is so excellent.
Yeah.
Now that we've gotten some of the difficult questions out of the way, let's talk about who Nathan is and what he is passionate about. So Nathan, tell me, what do you love outside of the diagnosis? What does Nathan really, really loves to do? Does he like to eat apples on a Sunday? Does he like to what makes you happy? I think I have an idea. I've seen Nathan. Animals, yes. Nathan is an animal lover. I tell you, you would see Nathan's with young chicks, cats, dogs, the village cat. We just had a cat around here, and Nathan was playing with this cat. We call it the village cat. And Nathan was playing with this cat, and the cat was responding to him like the two of them knew each other for a very long time. So we might have on our hands here. Yes. What field or career would you like to go into?
A vet.
Oh, we will have a veterinarian. People's
And I would like to
believe
jump
it.
in and say that even in the drain, sometimes there are chickens that are left or abandoned by their mother, and he's the one rescuing the chickens and bringing them in the backyard. Yes, he's always rescuing something. Mommy is always quarreling, yes, because he's bringing too much of them home. Yes, so he loves animals.
That is excellent to hear. Now, I know you are relatively young, and this question that I'm going to ask, might seem a little bit out of, bounds for you right now, but do you see yourself with a wife and children at some point? Why? Why is that?
I want
You think-
grandchildren.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
You don't think that is possible? I think you would make some very beautiful,
Lovely,
beautiful children.
handsome.
So it's something to look forward to. I know that you're relatively young, that's something that you want to think about. But the reason why I put that question is out there because I want you to believe that your future is great and that something great will happen.
Amen.
Yeah, so not to shy away and be like, I don't know what happened to me. No. Now, is there anything else that you would like to share? We're coming on to the end of this interview. Is there anything you would like to share? About your cats, dogs, chickens, anything? The fact that you love to rescue animals, and if there's anyone out there that listens to this interview and of any place that Nathan can come and
Other people should not-
interact with animals.
Other
Yes.
people should not abuse animals.
Okay, you hear that? He's saying that. Other want to talk dogs so they can't
Other
hear you.
people should not abuse animals.
Right, he's saying that other people should not abuse animals. So he is definitely passionate about working with animals, and I do believe that he is going to be that veterinarian. So look forward to that. Ruth, would you like to add anything else that I might have missed? Because you interact with him day to day. You see him every single day. You know the ups and downs, the ins and outs. And I just touched on a few questions. Is there any?
Yes, I just want to encourage Nathan that everybody born, everybody has their weaknesses and their strengths.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And your weakness might be somebody else's strength, or your strength might be somebody else's weakness. You understand? So I want to encourage him that, don't make yourself seem as if you're not significant. You are very significant.
Yes.
And so there is a lot that you can contribute.
Right.
You can have a wife. You can have children.
Yes.
You can be a veterinarian.
Yes.
There is the sky is the limit.
Yes.
Whatever you decide that you want to go after, you can go after, and you have the support and backing of your family.
Wonderful.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's my encouragement.
Thank you, Ruth. Yes, you're saying something.
I don't want more season.
Stop right into the camera. Come
I want
on.
more season run.
Talk to the persons watching.
It's what I want to do is running.
Running. You heard that. Now this is absolutely amazing. A person who sometimes falls, have difficulty climbing stairs, he wants to do what? He wants to run. And believe you me, I'm going to be there with a camera and I'm going to take footage on this. Believe it's going to happen. We are believing it's going to happen.
Yes. Yes.
Now we are wrapping up this episode. Thank you so much for being with us. Again, it's on my blog. I am new and we are here with the lovely Mistress Ruth Hendricks.
Nice being
and
here.
her son Nathan, who was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy. But we are believing God that it will pass. Thank you and do have a wonderful evening.
Yes, I also wanted to interject that the doctors have recommended that we do a genetic test on Nathan to find out exactly what sort of muscular dystrophy he has. They're saying that the Duchenne one, it comes later on in life, like probably 10, 11, 12, that age group. He also have younger brothers. It affects mostly the male species. So he also have two younger brothers. And the doctors have also recommended that we do a genetic test on them to see whether or not that gene is also missing in them. Yes, so they could be running and playing and kicking ball, just as how he was doing it when he was younger, and later on, God forbid. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
It's not probably muscular dystrophy, but children who are autistic, because in early stages when he started primary. His teacher, she thought he was autistic because in the classroom he would run out of the classroom. If she go to pull him, she would pull her down, and all sorts of stuff. So the thing that she did is call us and tell us that she think he's autistic, which was not good on her part because she's not a doctor, because you need a doctor to diagnose this. And so that's what she did, whereby she actually told us that she think he might be autistic. But recently he has met, there's a neighbor, I don't know if I should say it, the neighbor's child. He's autistic as well, and then you see how he is interacting with the children. And then today when he was coming from church, he met another child who was autistic, so he is actually meeting these children, that are different, but still wants to interact with everybody. You understand?
Yeah. So that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
You want to say something?
So we want to talk about running. Nathan and this running. Tell me about this running.
I don't say I'm not gonna be running. I'm not gonna say that I want to run. I will be running.
You will be
Amen.
running.
Oh
You
my
heard
goodness.
That
You hear
is
that?
excellent. I am so proud to hear this. This actually encouraging me that even in my own weaknesses and challenges that I need to rise up and overcome, because you are speaking that as though it's already going to happen.
Amen.
So this is amazing.
Yes.
So Nathan, I am so proud of you, and I'm also
much
very
so.
encouraged that you are handling this well. And I've seen it. I've seen you around the community. You might fall, you're going to get back up. It might take a while, but you have such a determined spirit, and that is what is going to keep you going. And I want you to be a spokesperson for this. Don't just sit back and be like, oh, I'm grumpy, I'm angry. But no, get out there and say, listen, this is what this is. But I'm going to beat this. I'm going to fight to the end. Yes? That's my 5-cent word for you. You wanted to do what?
I wanted to my brothers and sisters. I wanted to my big brothers to walk with them and walk with them.
You hear that? He wants to walk around the neighborhood with his brother, his youngest brother, in his arms. So I am going to be right there taking notes and recording for on my blog as Nathan accomplished this task.
Yes,
I will have that video for you, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's always a pleasure, and thank you so much, Nathan. It's great to have you. All right, people, that's a wrap. Thank you so much. That was actually really wonderful.